If you love meat as much as we do, then you care about every step that it takes to get to your kitchen.
From farm to butcher to your plate, come join us on a journey for the love of meat. And today, we've got grass-fed beef on the menu.
Delicious. We're here in Marengo, Illinois at Quarter Circle 7 Ranch to learn more about the cattle.
Let's go get them. Lish and I tried herding our own cattle, but didn't work. So I'm here with Frank and Fran Morgan. They're owners of Quarter Circle 7 Ranch. You guys have a beautiful piece of land here, beautiful cattle, beautiful horses. By the way, we're moving in, just so you know. So prepare. But tell us a little bit about what you guys do here.
Quarter Circle 7 Ranch grazes up to 900 head of cattle on a total of 1,030 acres, 730 of which are within an hour and 15 minutes of the Chicago Loop.
That's pretty local.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of land, you've got a lot of cattle to raise here. Tell us a little bit about the cattle that you know, the grass-fed, all natural.
Well, pastured meats and all natural is clearly a growing business, as it should be. Whether your motivations are on the environmental side or the humane treatment side or the nutrition side.
I think it should be
all the above.
Sides,
and don't leave out the sustainability part, which will be a long-term, much greater issue. Combination of those things attracted us to the business.
So why grass-fed?
Well, there's actually two things, right? There's the health benefits as well as the humane. After all, the steers provide food for us to put on the table, and they should be treated with respect.
So what are the nutritional benefits of eating grass-fed beef?
Obviously, you have less fat in your meat. You don't have antibiotics. You don't have hormones. You have a lot of omega-3s, more CLAs, and no fillers.
Is it any easier on their digestive tract as well than sending them to the feedlot and having them eat corn?
These cattle are naturally designed to convert grass to energy. Introducing a high corn, high grain diet increases acidity, increases bacteria count, and health problems result.
And they're natural lawnmowers. Look at them, they're chewing away.
That's an added benefit, I guess.
It's really important for us to educate people that grass-fed is the way to go. Happy cattle, happy people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we know that you guys supply locally to a lot of different butcher shops, so we're going to head to our local butcher shop and pick up some of your meat.
We have some in the El Camino. We're ready to go.
We'll follow you.
Hey, Frank.
Here we are at Butcher and Larder, Chicago's first locally sourced whole animal butcher shop.
Rob Levitz is the owner and our butcher, and he's gonna break down a primal cut to get to the beef tenderloin, which is what's for dinner tonight.
How's your loin?
Freezing, let's go.
Let's go. All right, Rob, so basically what we have here is a quarter of a cow, right?
Yep. This is the hind quarter, so we have the round, just the back leg,
right.
and then we have the short loin. This is where our tenderloin comes from.
What we're here for.
We want you to show us your tenderloin.
So this is an Argentine cut right here. It's called a vacío. It's like a very thin skirt steak, and then behind that's the sirloin flap, which is a really cool cut for marinating and grilling. And this is where our flank steak comes from as well. And then the rest of it is for stewing meat or grinding meat. What we're gonna do is, to get to the tenderloin, we first have to...
Nice knife.
What kind of knife is that? What do you call that?
That's my boner.
Sweet.
So we have to first take off the fat clod. We let this sort of dry out overnight, and then we grind it, and we sell it to some of our chef friends, and they use it in their fryers.
I love when you can utilize all of the parts as opposed to just, most people would think that's scraps, you know?
No, that's the whole mission of the shop, is that we get the animals whole and we use every last bit of it. The tenderloin sits underneath the backbone, and you've got the New York strip right here, and then this whole section is the sirloin. That's why the hind quarter tends to be a pretty prized quarter, because it's where most of the good steaks come from. So the chain connects the tenderloin to the tenderloin here. There's the seam, and then that sits up against the chine bone or the backbone right there.
Yep.
So we're gonna get in.
You really want to kind of scrape up against the bone, right?
Yeah.
So
Right, that's whenever we do our butchering classes here, we always tell people, don't be weirded out by the sound of the knife scraping along the bone. If you're not hearing that sound, then you're probably putting your knife through something expensive.
Yep.
The other thing is that I am really not using that much pressure on the knife. I'm putting pressure on the meat with my left hand. That helps this sort of natural separation.
Ta-da! There she is.
That's a beautiful loin.
Thank you very much. So this is the tenderloin butt, which is where the Chateaubriand comes from. The center here is where your filet mignon get cut from, and then the tail here is where you get tournedos, your petite filet. There it is.
I think this is going to help people understand exactly where the tenderloin comes from. It's a very common cut of meat. I think your shop is great. You're supporting local farmers like Fran and Frank. They were amazing, and just keep doing what you're doing, and we're actually going to take 2 to go.
All right, I'll get it wrapped up for you.
Sounds great, thanks.
That place is great.
That really was great. And now we have our tenderloins. We're gonna go home. I think I'm gonna do a center cut roast with pan tomato and a raw fennel salad. What do you think?
That sounds delicious. You know what fancies me?
What fancies you?
Duca crusted filet mignon with some lightly braised vegetables, and I think a delicious yogurt schmear.
Lovely.
I said schmear, so
you did.
We're in for a treat.
We're holding you to that.
Let's go.